Start. The statutory character of the body and the composition of its membership are in themselves evidence of the government's desire that there should not be too much departmental interference with the internal affairs of the universities, while at the same time ensuring that proper standards are maintained and some of the glaring defects of university education removed. I am sure you will agree with me that if the Indian universities have today fallen into comparative disrepute, much of the responsibility lies with the universities themselves. Their administration has in many cases become lax and standards impaired through mainly non-academic causes, into the details of which I need not go. However, since the Inter-University Board has raised objection, I felt it desirable in summon a conference of vice chairman and educational minister and find out what they base their objection on. I need hardly add that I am always willing to consider any constructive suggestions they might make for the improvement of standards in universities and better coordination of their facilities. I assume that we have met with a common objective, the reform of university education with a view to making the universities agencies of national regeneration in independent India. Para. I have made a passing reference to the fact that universities do not today enjoy the public esteem accorded to them in the past. The reason for these are many, but two may be especially mentioned. One is the largely academic character of the instruction in the universities, which instead of developing the personality of the student and enabling him to make a place in society for himself, often convert him into a misfit who add to the number of the unemployed, if not the unemployable. The other is that even the standards of academic education have fallen so much that persons who have reached the highest stage are not only ill informed and ill educated about the affairs of the world, but are sometimes ignorant of the elementary things in their own field of study. Inefficiency and corruption, which have also crept into some of the university administrations, have contributed to the public loss of confidence in them. While no one is more keenly conscious of the defect of the present position, I should at the same time like to say that I do not believe that a sweeping condemnation of the university and university education is justified right today. Para. I must also point out that not all the present defects of the universities are due to fault of the staff or the administration. Many of them are a direct outcome of the system which has been set up. The fact that a university degree is an indispensable condition for employment in most type of services has induced a rush for degrees and led to overcrowding in the universities, as a degree is regarded as a passport to any employment. Some universities felt that they should not deny this passport to their students. There was thus a tendency to pass as many students as possible, if necessary even by lowering the standards. Once this downward trend began, it was difficult to check it for any university which sought to maintain a high standard faced the risk of losing its students to other universities with lowered standard. The fact that degrees are essential prerequisite for employment had an undesirable effect on students as well. It made them pay more attention to the passing of examination than to the acquisition of knowledge. On the other hand, the lack of adequate financial support for the universities leaves them with no option but to encourage the inflow into universities of a large number of students as possible.